Mm.
Hi, I'm Michael Lasconis, Executive Pastry Chef at Le Bernardin here in New York City. Today I'm going to prepare a deconstructed tiramisu where we present the familiar flavors in a new textural context using the iSi Gourmet Whip Plus as well as the injector tips. So let's get into the kitchen. So the first step for our sort of deconstructed tiramisu will be to prepare the mascarpone cream. So we're going to start with 250 grams of mascarpone, 150 grams of heavy cream, 25 grams of honey, and then lastly 25 grams of granulated sugar. So we're going to start with the mascarpone into a mixing bowl here. And then we're going to thin that out with the heavy cream. So we have the honey and the sugar, but we're kind of keeping the sweetness to a minimum because we're getting so much sweetness from other elements of the dessert, which we'll see later on. We're going to transfer that to the iSi Gourmet Whip Plus. Now, although that I've taken steps to ensure that there aren't any lumps, just in case, I want to strain this mixture. Now, iSi was genius in thinking up this funnel and sieve set, which fits directly into the canister. So I didn't have any lumps, but it was good insurance just to make sure. So as I mentioned, I tailored this recipe just for this size canister, and you'll notice that the canister isn't full, which is really important because we need to leave room for the gas that we're going to be putting in there. And actually, the canisters have a handy little guide there so you know whether or not your canister is too full. So before we charge, we want to make sure the lid is securely tightened and that the threads aren't crossed. Then we're going to load that with a single iSi cream charger. We put it in the top here, and then what I like to do is to turn it upside down as I dispense the gas to kind of let all the gas go through the material on the inside, and then from there we're shaking it to distribute that gas. So while our mascarpone cream is chilling in the iSi canister, we're going to prepare the second component, which is a coffee caramel. Basically, we're going to have a cylinder of a coffee-flavored caramel that we're going to fill with the mascarpone cream. We're going to take fondant, glucose syrup, and isomalt. Cook it over heat to about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour it out onto the silicone mat and allow that to crystallize and harden. Then we're going to add it to our coffee grinder. We need to take our caramel powder and we're going to sift it into a little rectangle template. We're going to add some coffee, then we're carefully going to place another silpat over the top of that. And then from here we're going to go into the oven. So this is a 300-degree convection oven, and it's literally going to be in there for about 90 seconds. I'm going to turn it halfway through. Okay, we're at the 45-second mark. All right, I think we're ready. Just carefully remove the top silpat, and then what I have left is a very thin sugar rectangle. From here, I'm just going to heat them up again in the oven so we can form them into cylinders. Okay, so now it's time to plate the dish. The rest of the dish is comprised of a cocoa pain de gêne. That's going to be soaked in a rum and coffee syrup. Then we have 3 sauces, a caramel sauce, a lemon cream, essentially a lemon curd, a chocolate sauce, some more of our micro ground instant coffee, and of course our mascarpone cream and the coffee caramel cylinders. So we're going to start with our pain de gêne. 2 pieces this is just soaked in our coffee syrup. And now to fill our coffee cylinders, the conventional tip for the iSi doesn't really work with the mold we use. Now, we used to do a dish here at Le Bernardin where we did a much bigger cylinder that we could fill with the conventional tip. But I'm crazy about this new injector tip, which has a very, very fine diameter that we can fill almost anything. This is actually the larger size and an even smaller size. You could fill something like a pot of choux puff or something very, very delicate with these. So onto the filling. I'm gonna put my thumb over one end to keep it from shooting out the other side. And you'll see how beautiful that comes out, just like the texture of whipped cream. You know? Plate one. And to finish the dish, we'll take some of our caramel sauce, our lemon cream, and then finally a little chocolate sauce. And to punctuate the coffee flavor, some of our instant coffee. So here we have our deconstructed tiramisu featuring the Gourmet Whip Plus and the iSi injector tips.